Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, it's time to look at Porygon-Z GX. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting a Porygon-Z GX. It's only a couple of days since we looked at the new Porygon-Z, which is coming out in Unbroken Bonds. Incidentally, that one's got an ability that lets you attach as many special energies you like during your turn and is really good. And now we get to have a look at a Porygon-Z GX. Now this is a promo in Japan, we don't exactly know how it's coming, but we should be getting it in the not too distant future, either in a set or as a promo itself. But what does it actually do? Well, our translation comes from the lovely David Hochmann, and if we have a look at the basics here, we got 240 HP, which is pretty good for a Stage 2 GX, it's up there with Decidueye. On the higher end, although not the highest end. Retreat cost of 2 is bad, and weakness to fighting is not ideal. Buzzwole will get a one-hit KO if you've got 4 prizes remaining, and you're sharing a weakness with Pikachu and Zekrom. Shall we say, not entirely ideal. And being a colourless Pokemon means you don't get any tricks, but we do have both double colourless energy and triple acceleration energy. More on those in a moment. So you know what? It might just work out okay. The ability here reads, once during your turn, you may discard a special energy attached to this Pokemon and heal 80 damage from this Pokemon. Make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, this is nice. This is a really good amount of healing. 80 damage straight away. I mean, look, you can look at other cards. And frankly, they don't heal like this one heals. So we can look at something like Life Forest Prism Star. Okay, it gets rid of special conditions, but it only heals 60 damage. One of the things that really comes to mind for me here is Gold Potion. Gold Potion was one of those Ace-Spec trainer cards that you could only put one of any description in your deck, and Gold Potion healed 90 damage. Okay, that is still 10 more than Porygon-Z heals, but then again, that's an item card, and this is every turn, and you can only put one of them in your deck, and this is every turn, so yeah. I'm liking this quite a lot. It's got a bad weakness, and if you're going to be one-hit KO'd, then of course the ability becomes irrelevant. But if you're not one-hit KO'd, I mean, something like a Zoroark here is generally going to be doing 120 damage, and 2-hit KOing. Well, when you're healing 80, ladies and gentlemen, they're not 2-hit KOing. This is going to stand up very, very nicely indeed. And there's nothing to stop you here buying a turn or two using the ability, then using Ace Roller to heal when you're about to be KO'd, and just turning this into a little bit of a tank. 240 HP is high, healing 80 damage is good. You can always use something like Ace Roller, although, yeah, you've got to use Rare Candy and stuff to get it going, so you can't just Ace Roller it constantly unless you can keep evolving up the slow way. But even so, 240 HP and healing 80 damage a turn is nice. Now, I keep talking about this healing 80 damage per turn. We need to circle back here and go, okay, you are healing 80 damage per turn, but only if you discard a special energy attached to Porygon-Z. But this is probably where we need to remind ourselves about the other Porygon-Z. The one that allows you to attach as many special energy from your hand as you like during your turn. So you can just attach any special energy, discard it, heal 80. You have to be playing enough special energy, and yes, the recovery is a bit of a pain, because you can't really recover special energy. I mean, look, you can. You've got stuff like a Rangaroo, which is an attack, or you've got stuff like the aforementioned Decidueye, or even something like Gardevoir, but they are both attacks and they are GX attacks, so it's not that easy, although Gardevoir GX getting 10 of them back is pretty sweet. So you do need to keep attaching and discarding energy, but regardless, healing 80 damage is really, really nice. And there's a clear and obvious combo with the other Porygon-Z. It seems like Porygon-Z has come out and been like, hey boys, don't worry about this. I've got the special energy related fun time. I'm going to become the maestro of special energy. Because if we look at the one from Burning Shadows, you can evolve each of your opponent's evolved Pokemon. Okay. That doesn't exactly scream special energy to me, ladies and gentlemen. Well, apparently Porygon does now, and I'm loving it. So it's a really nice ability if you're playing enough special energy, but the other Porygon means you probably should. Incidentally, Gardevoir's a decent partner for this, although it is a stage 2. Do remember Alolan Ninetales. And then let's not forget that we looked at Whimsicott GX the other day, who does 30 damage for each energy attached to it. Really good with double colourless energy and triple boost energy, because of the whole, their multiple energy in one thing. And the GX attack is the same as Metagross, which means you can search any 5 cards and put them in your hand. I could see a Whimsicott Porygon-Z deck happening. Not saying it would be the best deck ever, but I could definitely see it happening. As for the attack here, 3 colourless energy, 160 plus burn. Burn on yourself, incidentally, not on your opponent. The thing is, it's 160 for free energy. Well, 160 is pretty good. That's going to get pretty much any non-GX. Even things like Stage 2's Empoleon, for instance, will go down here. Even things like Solgaleo Prism Star will go down here. Then time you add a choice band, you're up to 190, and you got all kinds of stuff like Blacephalon and Buzzwole and all those bad boys. You're not getting everything, but you're getting a lot of things. And I think that's probably going to end up being okay in the end. It's a decent amount of damage. And this is where we need to circle back round to triple acceleration energy. And we mentioned it a couple times, but let's actually talk about what it does. Triple acceleration energy is free colourless energy, but it can only be attached to an evolved Pokemon, and it gets discarded at the end of your turn. It only lasts for a single turn, but it's free colourless energy. That's free energy in one card. So you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, that sounds absolutely fine by me. Single energy, 190, off you go. Okay, you need a choice band and you need your triple acceleration energy, but we need to go back to the other Porygon-Z here, because just because you're attaching triple acceleration energy for the attack does not mean you cannot also attach something else, let's say memory energy, and discard it to do the healing. So you've got that combo going on here very, very nicely indeed. Make no mistake about it, this is a card that loves special energy. We looked at Alolan Persian just earlier today. It was in one of our previous videos. I'll pop a link in the description. The thing is, it was not Alolan Persian, it's regular Persian. Too many Alolan Pokemon nowadays. And regular Persian GX can do 190 for triple boost energy, but you've got to have 9 Pokemon in the discard. It does 10 damage plus 20 for each Pokemon in your discard, up to a maximum of 9 Pokemon, 190 damage. Well, this does 160 just flat out for a triple acceleration energy. That is a lot of damage to do for a single energy attachment. You do end up burned, which is a little bit of a pain, but you're using special energy, so you can use stuff like rainbow energy, which can be any kind of energy, and then use something like a Comfy to make sure that you can't be affected by special conditions. And remember, yeah, you've got to attach the rainbow energy, or maybe even unit energy if you don't want to go rainbow. And so you attach your unit energy, and then you attach your triple acceleration energy, discard it to do the attack, you don't get burned because Comfy saves you, and then next turn you discard the unit energy to heal 80. There are some crazy combos that can be going on with the Porygon-Z's here. As for the GX attack, 1 colourless energy, the brilliantly named Fatal Error. Search your deck for up to 10 cards and discard them. It's the opposite of Gardevoir's GX attack. Gardevoir's GX attack puts 10 cards from your discard pile into your deck. This puts 10 cards from your deck into your discard pile. And this just leads to combos. So we've got the Zoroark that just came out in Team Up. The Zoroark in Team Up has got a lovely attack that does 20 damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile up to a maximum of 10. Porygon can get them in there. Alolan Persian I mentioned does 20 more damage for each Pokemon in your discard up to a maximum of 9. This gets them in there. You've got stuff like Victini Prism Star, which does 20 damage for each basic energy in your discard pile, and then shuffles them all back in again. Incidentally, if you're behind on prizes, Victini can be used for a counter energy, and remember, we love special energy here. Or you've got Flareon, who's unfortunately got a GX attack. that does 20 damage for each energy in your discard pile. This is a combo you cannot use because these are both GX attacks. But we've got stuff like Zoroark, we've got stuff like Victini Prism Star, and it's not like these kind of attacks aren't going to keep coming around again. They absolutely are. The other thing you can do with this GX attack is just clear out your deck. It's in the late game. You know you're going to win with a Guzma, so you literally just discard all the non-Guzma cards from your deck and guarantee the win. We've all done this in the late game. We've all been in games, if you've played enough games anyway. We've all done this thing where we go, let's discard every rubbish card we possibly can so that we can make sure we draw what we want next turn. Oh, look. We're rocking and rolling. Also, and I should remind you at this stage, Battle Compressor was 30% of this, and Battle Compressor was nuts. You can discard Fire Energy and Expanded and use Blacksmith. You can discard Night Marchers to do lots of energy. And obviously, and it's a GX attack on a stage 2 and it gives up 2 prizes, etc. But something like Vespiquen or Flareon that do more damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile, they're going to love this, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to get more of these kind of attacks in the future. I don't think Porygon-Z is an absolutely stunningly amazing must-play card, but I like the healing. I like that you can do 190 for a single energy with a choice band, and I really like the fact that it's got the great combo with the other Porygon-Z. It's a stage 2, you need the other Porygon-Z, and it seems to combo better with other evolved Pokemon. Maybe it's going to turn out to be too awkward, or maybe it's going to turn out to be awesome. Either way, I'm giving it between 3 and 4 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies. That would be barbaric. This is a really fun card, and I, for one, am very excited to test it. But I would very much like to know how excited you are to test it, so please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! But do remember the rule, ladies and gentlemen. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And do please make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays for some more Wassy action. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.